Hey folks, this is just gonna be a real quick stream. I don't expect anybody to log on for this at all. I just, again, waking up in the middle of the night at the exact same time as I have been. Drenched in sweat, had to change shirts, and freezing when I wake up. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. And if I can eliminate that, and once again, ChatGPT is where I go to for the answers. So going through a lot right now. Please look at past combos. Waking up around this time each night drenched in sweat. My theory is my mental stress is trying to work itself out while I sleep, and that's the reason for the XCI sweat. Yeah, I get the A's instead of the S's. You're absolutely right to connect your intense night sweats with your mental and emotional state. Your body doesn't just separate physical from psychological stress, it often processes what your mind can't fully express during the day while you sleep. Based on what you've shared in past conversations, you're dealing with emotional upheaval, withdrawal, uncertainty about your path, and deep internal shifts, especially since quitting marijuana recently. Your dopamine and serotonin levels are in flux. You're facing you're facing financial stress, employment pressure, and an identity shift after numbing for so long. You're experiencing emotional processing, often overwhelming, which can leave you feeling strangely high, fatigued, or out of control at random moments. Yeah. Why you're waking up sweating around this time? Cortisol spikes. Around 2 to 4 a.m., your cortisol stress hormone naturally starts to rise to prepare you for the day. If you're under high mental emotional stress, the spike can overshoot and wake you up suddenly with adrenaline, heart racing, and sweat. And I've had that issue at various times in my life where my adrenaline will spike at night while I'm asleep and snap me awake. Auto- Autonomic nervous system reactivity. Your sympathetic fight or flight nervous system may be hyperactive right now. And during REM, dream heavy sleep, it often unloads stored emotional patterns. If your subconscious is finally trying to process trauma or guilt or regret, the body manifests it physically, sweating, shaking, nightmares, waking. Yeah, and I've been waking up feeling guilty. Yeah, feeling guilty, feeling full of regret, and processing things. Yeah. THC withdrawal. As your body adjusts to life without THC, the rebound effects can include hyperactive dreaming and thermoregulation issues. Oh wow, especially since marijuana suppresses REM. I did not know that. Now that it's returning, you're feeling everything hard and fast. Sleep cycle reset. Your internal body clock might be off due to stress and recent life changes. Waking up between 1 to 3 a.m. is classically linked to liver activity in traditional Chinese medicine, symbolically tied to anger, frustration, and detox, both physical and emotional. Yeah, you're doing the hard work, so let's support the repair. 4 bed routine. Reset the nervous system. No screens 1 hour before sleep. I tried. I'm getting better at that. You know, the first night, but then now here I am. Here I am doing this. Um, Deep breathing, box breathing, or 478 to slow your nervous system. Okay, stretch or walk gently, especially to release hip or neck tension. Liver support, chamomile tea, dandelion tea, or lemon water in the evening. Yeah, I'm gonna be going out to the grocery store or to Walgreens or someplace just to buy lemon juice to start adding to my water to help the detox and the flushing. It's something that's recommended. Um, Warm shower before bed to offload excess body heat. I did that. Try saying out loud, "It's safe for me to let this go. I survived. My body doesn't need to hold this anymore." Let your nervous system hear that. Yeah, unfortunately, the stress that I have and the guilt that I have, it's not something where I can just, I don't know, like I'm still surviving it. I didn't survive it. It's still happening. Like it's still I'm still, I'm still my biggest problem. Environment. Keep the room cool, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm trying to keep the fan running. Use cotton sheets and keep a separate dry shirt nearby. Yep, that change. Consider a weighted blanket. Many in withdrawal or PTSD find it helps anchor their body through flash-like moments. Yeah, and that's a big part of the reason why I was using body pillows for so long is the the stress and like the extra pressure and the weight on me is it's very helpful. I have a like a big duvet blanket type of deal for my bed that's way too hot to use right now, but weighted blanket type of stuff. Many withdrawal or PTSD find it helps anchor their body through flashlight moments. Okay, morning reset. Set the tone early. Sunlight in your eyes, not through glass, for at least 10 minutes. I've been trying to get outside and have my first cup of coffee. Like in the sun. Light movement, even swinging your arms or neck rolls. Journaling or brain dump. Let your subconscious speak before you shove it down. I've been trying to do that with my writing too. Get up, write. Working on the novel I've been doing forever, but a little expression. Long term, these night sweats will subside as your nervous system regulates again. What you're feeling is unbottling, not breaking. Talk therapy, trauma informed yoga, or EMDR could help speed your emotional detox. Okay, so the fact that I'm getting up and I'm talking about like my guilt and my crap, and I've done enough talking about my wife now where I feel like I've blamed her and labeled her enough to the point where I'm exhausted with that, and I can really start to look at my own bullshit. Now more of the reactive stuff. She did this, so I did this. Now it's just this is what I've done in my life, and it's really really rough. Um, yeah, I'm losing my person. I probably lost her a while ago, but it's like I feel her disconnected. And it really really hurts. I need to find a job. Got like 18 days. I've been looking now pretty nonstop for like almost 2 weeks, week and a half. It's pretty discouraging. I need a job. And yeah, right there, I feel that cortisol spike. I feel my blood pressure going up, my body temperature going up. Just stressing out about that. Like you said, this is the time of night when cortisol does naturally spike, and mine is going into just major overproduction. Um, I have ashwagandha, and that's a cortisol blocker. Although it tends to amp me up and be more of a wake up type of pill, it might be worth it to take it now. So yeah, that's just a quick little blurb. Hey, this is happening. Let's check it out. Let's figure out why. Nightly script or mantra tailored to what you're working through to keep you calm, your system before bed, or even sleep ritual that gives your mind permission to let go. You're not going crazy. Your body is trying to help you finally process what you once escaped. It feels violent, but it's your inner self choosing truth over numbness, and that's powerful. I mean, just reading that, I'm tempted to smoke again. Like it's. I got this. I got this. I can do this. Um, let's Here's a calming mantra written specifically for what you're going through right now: withdrawal, identity shift, guilt, pressure, grief, and waking turmoil. Say it before bed or even whisper it when you wake up sweating. Speak like you're talking to your body because you are. I'm gonna grab some water before I go through this. What does it say? I survived the day. My work is not to fix everything, only to reset. What I carried today, I set down now. It is safe to let the weight pass through me. I no longer need the smoke, the haze, or the shield. I choose truth now, even when it trembles. I forgive my past for not knowing what I know today. I am not behind, I am just beginning. My body is not broken. It is healing, clearing, making space. Let this night be gentle. Let my mind unclench. Let my soul return home. I release what no longer belongs to me. I return to myself one breath at a time. I trust the dark to shape the dawn. I trust the sweat, the silence, the shake. I trust that even in this chaos, I am becoming clean. I want something shorter and sharper for when you jolt awake too. This is a night mantra. Let's see. I survived the day. My work is not to fix everything, only to rest. What I carry today, I set down now. It is safe to let the weight pass through me. I no longer need the smoke, the haze, or the shield. I choose truth now, even when it trembles. I forgive my past for not knowing what I know today. I am not behind. I'm just beginning. My body is not broken. It is healing, clearing, making space. Let this night be gentle. Let my mind unclench. Let my soul return home. I release what no longer belongs to me. That line hurts. Because I know it's talking about like mental and psychological stuff, but it feels like I have to let go of my life. And it feels like that for I have to let her go for my own sake. I've been saying I gotta let her go so she can be happy. But I gotta let her go so that I'm going to be capable of living without her. And then hope that somehow, after everything that I've done, even this latest thing with disrespecting her class that she finally got me to go to like I did. Um, yeah, yeah. Like if, when I finally managed to get on my feet, why would she stay with me? Why would she still want to be with me after everything? There's that stress. There's that heat, that wave of sweat, that fear, that guilt, that regret. That's it. That's it. I release what no longer belongs to me. Yeah. Yep. That's the real fear. I think that might have been the fear that that's been keeping me from stepping up for a while. Yeah. My body is not broken. It's healing, clearing, making space. Let this night be gentle. Let my mind unclench. Let my soul return home. I release what no longer belongs to me. I return to myself one breath at a time. I trust the dark to shape the dawn. I trust the sweat, the silence, the shake. I trust that even in this chaos, I am becoming clean. I believe chaos is just a reflection of our own ignorance. Chaos is just or the observation of chaos is just an indication as to how much we don't know. But with knowledge, research, with honesty and introspection, we can illuminate the darkness. We can cast light into all of our darkest shadows, and we can see our demons and just how ridiculous and awkward and goofy and strange they really are. Yeah. I want something shorter and sharper for when you jolt awake too. Yes, I need a calming, releasing statement. I think that's correct. It should know. Here's a short calming release statement for those jolting wake ups. Something you can whisper in the dark when your heart's racing and your mind is spinning. It's built to ground you, calm your system, and remind your body it's safe to let go. This is not danger. This is release. I will. My body is letting go of what it no longer needs. I am safe now. I breathe in calm. I breathe out fear. Nothing has to be solved right now. All I have to do is rest. This will pass. I am healing. Repeat as needed, even one line. This is not danger. This is release. Can interrupt the panic loop and signal your nervous system to stand down. If you'd like it can record this as audio or give you a version tailored to your specific emotional trigger, guilt, loss, anger, etc. You're doing hard, holy work. Your body just needs reminders that you're not alone in it. Yeah. No, please don't go on the bed and panic that you're about to puke. So my fear is losing my wife. My guilt is all the ways I've wronged her. Mantra that. Thanks for sharing that. It takes real strength to face those fears and admit that guilt. Here's a mantra crafted specifically for your heart right now, one that holds space for your fear of losing her, your grief over past mistakes, and your hope for becoming the man she and you deserve. Mantra for love, guilt, fear, and loss. I love her more than I ever showed, and still I am allowed to grow. The past does not define the depth of my love. The pain I caused does not erase the truth I feel now. I do not run from what I've done. I face it. I learn from it. I forgive myself for being who I was. A man in pain, not a man without love. If she walks away, I will still walk forward. If she stays, I will be ready to stay too. I can love her better today than I did yesterday. I can love her without needing her to carry my shame. My fear is real, but it is not my ruler. My guilt is heavy, but it is not my end. I breathe in accountability. I breathe out self-punishment. I choose change, not to be worthy of her, but to finally be my true self. I am not the man who gave up. I am the man who woke up. I think that's perfect just at the end. When I wake up in the middle of the night, sweating, guilty, mind racing, thinking about all the things that I've done wrong and how I'm gonna lose her, the most amazing thing in my life, and how I've fucked things up for so long. Like I've gotten out of the blaming cycle. I can accept it, you know, but I had to process those feelings first. One of the biggest issues is I had so much of my own personal shame for so long, and I held her up on a pedestal for so long, thinking that she was always just so far above me in so many different ways. And then a couple of years ago, I got real, and I realized that maybe she's got ADD like me. And I started looking around the house and seeing the patterns, and I started to know those inside sales representative. Okay, so it looks like Indeed is sending me more job stuff to fill out. That'll be good. But yeah, I always had her on a pedestal. I always assumed she just had something, she possessed something that I would never be able to reach. And it isn't until I started to really like take her down from that pedestal and see her as a person that I really, really started to fall in love with my wife hardcore. But couldn't really show it. Couldn't give her the focus that I should have. But I'm not the man who gave up. I'm the man who woke up. Yeah. But I'm really stressed. I'm really, really stressed out. This separation, not not having her around, it's it's triggering my insecurities about abandonment. Um, yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about before. Just as I was going to sleep, is my abandonment issues. Growing up for the first 4 years of my life, um, my primary guardian, my primary parent was my father. My father potty trained me, taught me to brush my teeth, um, took care of me. He was the non-handicapped parent. He was the, I don't want to say least emotionally damaged. Both of my parents had awful, awful childhoods that make mine look like nothing. Um, but then my folks split when I was 4 years old, and he was just gone and out of my life. And my way of dealing with that stress, I remember even at 4 years old, was to regress. I went through a very stressful period. Right afterwards, there was, one parent gone and another parent going through some really stressful stuff. So there was a huge dynamic shift. And I learned to regress. I learned to go back in my mind and sort of undo some of my mental development and become more infantile. And unfortunately, when I have high stressful situations like that I can't deal with in a rational fashion, that's still my go-to method is to be juvenile, go into childish things, and that has to stop. That's that addiction. That's that child wound. That's where narcissism lives. It's right in that window of where the narcissistic behavior comes from. Um, yeah, I gotta stop doing that. That's a fight. Like instead, in stressful situations, we shouldn't be regressing. We should be growing up. So I've trained my body to do the exact opposite of what it should have been doing this entire time, and it's cost me. It's cost me a lot. It may have cost me every single thing at this point. I don't know. That's the fear, and I'm losing an incredible woman. I am not the man who gave up. I am the man who woke up. Very clearly, I am the man who is waking up. But that's a good line. I love her more than I ever showed. Still, I am allowed to grow. The past does not define the depth of my love. The pain I caused does not erase the truth I feel now. I do not run from what I've done. I face it. I learn from it. I forgive myself for being who I was. A man in pain, not a man without love. If she walks away, I will still walk forward. If she stays, I will be ready to stay too. I can love her better today than I did yesterday. I can love her without needing to carry my shame, without needing her to carry my shame. My fear is real, but it is not my ruler. My guilt is heavy, but it is not my end. I breathe in accountability. I breathe out self punishment. I choose change, not to be worthy of her, but to finally be true to myself. I am not the man who gave up. I am the man who woke up. Let me know if you need this to be rewritten to include her name or a version meant to speak to her directly as a letter or prayer. No, I'm not going to direct a prayer to my wife. Like I said, I put her up on a pedestal enough. That's a big part of the issue. You're not broken. You're breaking open, and that's where real change begins. Okay. I feel calmer. I feel calmer than I did. I don't have the spiky heat, whatever, on me anymore. So I'm going to attempt to go back to sleep. Wish me luck. Yeah. So number 4 is when cortisol naturally spikes. It's another hour and a half. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. And